Now, the Greek composer Vangelis has died at the age of 79. He composed one of the best-known film scores, Chariots of Fire. Vangelis won an Oscar for the soundtrack in 1981 and wrote music for many other films, including Blade Runner. The BBC's David Sillito looks back at his life.
Chariots of Fire, 1981, a soundtrack that was both an Oscar winner and a #1 single. The work of Evángelos Odysséas Papathanassíou, better known as Vangelis. He'd started playing piano when he was 4 and in the 60s, aged 25, teamed up with the young Demis Roussos to form Aphrodite's Child. But a life of writing commercial hits for a band was not what he wanted. In his studio in London, he spent hours alone exploring the possibilities of an emerging new musical technology, the synthesizer. Which led to a successful partnership with the singer John Anderson. But his most natural home was film. His musical signature was the sound of soaring hope and lonely infinite distance. Sport and space. Movies such as Blade Runner. It was a vision of a distant future. Los Angeles, 2019. And it needed the sound of the future.
My interest in it was not to create a symphony orchestra, which I can, it's very easy, but to go further than that and do things that the symphony orchestra can't do. And I think that I succeed to create some things like this.
He was private, publicity shy, but his life of constant travel and lonely hours in the studio, you could hear something of the life of Vangelis in his music.
Vangelis, who's died at the age of 79.
I'm going to play a bit of this, see if it takes you back. It's a beautiful piece of music, isn't it? And what does it make you think of?
Well, it's Chariots of Fire. Immediately, you're taken to that film and the iconic imagery around the running on the beach, wasn't it? That scene where all the English runners who've been competing over time and the waves are rolling in. Yeah, absolutely.
Just wonderful. Well, sad news that Vangelis, the Greek composer who won an Oscar for composing that music, Chariots of Fire theme, he's died at the age of 79. Do you know, when someone like this does die, you learn so much about him. There's fascinating things, right? So he was Greek. He was born Evángelos Odysséas Papathanassíou in 1943. He never learnt to read music. So he started playing the piano at 4, right? Never learnt to read music. His line was, some things you can't teach, you can never teach creation. He was in a band at 20, Forminx, and they had loads of hits in Greece. He became a founding member, along with the singer Demis Roussos, of the progressive rock group Aphrodite's Child.
Oh, there you go.
OK. And then he had a fascination with science and space, right? So he had refused. After Chariots of Fire, he said, I'm not writing any more film scores. He said, actually, the music is often stuffed into films.
And the music was written, was it specifically for the film?
Yeah,
yeah.
But he was so interested in science and space exploration, he did loads of compositions for NASA and the European Space Agency. When Stephen Hawking died in 2018, Vangelis composed a musical tribute for his funeral that the European Space Agency broadcast in space.
Oh, there we go.
So he didn't stop. He didn't stop. And there is a microplanet spinning up there somewhere between Mars and Jupiter, apparently. 634 Vangelis. That's the name of it. So he will exist in the stars.
Very good. And that is one of those, that little bit of music there will sort
lovely.
of sit with you throughout the day.
Yeah.
Will for me anyway.